the Microsoft reseller spoke. Now, we hadn't launched the program yet. I was getting up on stage to say, we've done this, the first 2 courses are available, we'd like you to start using it, would you please sign up to look at this? And the Microsoft person was going on and on and on about, and I remember some of this very clearly, it was a reseller, so it was not Microsoft saying this, it was somebody who represents Microsoft. And what they said is, in 6 months, if you don't have a license certificate for every single one of your PCs in your labs, we will be sending you a letter saying you must uninstall or pay the fee, right? The penalty. And I remember sitting there going, this is so backwards. Here's a person telling, a Filipino telling other Filipinos that they have to keep paying the little money that they have for education infrastructure so that each PC in a lab could account for one version of a piece of software. And I got up and said, you know what, I've got these slides, but I'm going to start from the beginning. Everything I tell you going forward is free, it's open source, and you never need to talk to us again if you don't want to. And people stood up and clapped. I mean, it was, the Microsoft reseller couldn't have made a stronger argument for me if they tried. So it really was a perfect storm. It was, there was, the professors, this group of professors we worked with were so fed up with their inability to be able to train themselves, build new curriculum, get off old infrastructure, teach their students. And one of the things interesting in the Philippines that I've learned, and I'll be careful in saying this because I'm not an expert, but what I've seen to see that is true is that in the Philippines, education's big business. Most of the universities are not getting money from the government in huge amounts to run their facilities, to upgrade their equipment. It's the students that end up paying for much of this, or grants. Mm-hmm. So unlike in places like the US, where a public university gets huge money from the state in which it sits, so if Microsoft raises the price for something, it just gets passed on to the state and it gets paid in taxes. Here, many of the schools I was talking about, they said, we can't upgrade our labs. We have no money left. And where's your cost go? Well, it pays for the software that we installed 4 years ago that we're still paying licenses on, or we can't upgrade the equipment because the cost of the software is too high. And I was thinking about that, I was like, there's something so fundamentally wrong with that system, because how will the students ever experience, a world-class learning experience, opportunity if they're stuck in technology that's 5 to 10 years old?
Especially in public high schools.
Oh, yes. Absolutely, I can imagine, right? So, and by the way, with the statement I made, I'm not claiming that all universities are like that, because I have met faculty from very well-off universities that have picked up JEDI for entirely different reasons. For them, it's an opportunity to offer something new and modern. Mm-hmm. They don't have infrastructure problems. They don't have, teacher training problems. There are some universities here that are very well-off, but for the majority of the universities we've talked to, cost is a big issue. And so, taking the cost piece out of the thing, and then the other piece, which was we got a lot of, is, oh yeah, but this is Sun, you're going to come back and charge us in 2 years. They were really concerned about that. And just, saying it was open source from day one made all that go away. Most people didn't believe it. Right? They were like, open source what? And I'm like, no, it's open source. You can go do anything you want with it. You can go take the whole curriculum and change it all tomorrow if you want.